Besides software solutions, Mark, services also play an important role in implementing of analytics use cases. What are your expectations from a service provider or a service integrator, systems integrator, in terms of the capabilities they bring in, the experience, the innovation, and the kind of skill sets they possess?
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, the solutions are very important. Most of the large-scale data and analytics solutions, they're really comprised of maybe a dozen or so solutions. So a dozen or so products or software that then have to work together in an ecosystem. So I think there's a couple of expectations. One is it's extremely important that the providers of the solutions work well together and interoperate, because that helps accelerate the delivery of the solution. But equally important is the services capabilities that are involved in the delivery of these types of solutions. And I think a key component is really around experience and the level of capabilities that that the services organizations bring to the project. You know, unfortunately, I've seen a number of cases where because data and analytics solutions are increasing and there's a lot of demand for skills in the data and analytics space, I've seen a lot of what I would characterize as general skills be rebranded as data and analytics skills, and it really doesn't work. You really do need folks that have expertise in delivering data and analytics solutions, working with these specific solutions and putting all the pieces together. One of the key reasons that we see failures, probably the number one reason that we see failures in the data analytics area, is not having key business expectations and really having a good understanding of those questions that need to be answered. But the number two is really trying to use general skills to address a very specific problem. And so, I think in the services area, it's extremely important when folks are considering what organizations to engage, that the deciding factor is not around cost. The deciding factor really has to be around the skills and the expertise that the company offers. And it has to be very much in alignment with the challenges of the particular program.
Mark, one hears a lot about discussions around using cloud in data and analytics processes. Cloud is increasingly central to the planning processes of data and analytics leaders. What do you think are the kind of questions that organizations should be asking themselves before they decide to migrate existing platforms to cloud or implement new platforms on cloud?
No, I think cloud is certainly fundamental to the implementation of data solutions today. I think the misconception about cloud is, again, a cost factor, right? If people think that moving to cloud is simply to reduce the cost of running a program, that is not the case. However, flexibility is something that, because of the flexibility in the cloud environment, if you really design the solution in a way that it grows and contracts with the demands placed on it, then you really can take advantage of key capabilities within the cloud. I've seen some organizations that they have an existing solution, it's hosted in their data center, and they believe that if they just kind of do a lift and shift over to a cloud, that it's going to be less expensive. And that is not the case. Now, that being said, if you design a solution and you deploy it in the cloud, you have flexibility that isn't available in an on-premise data center. You have that flexibility to add significant number of instances when the demand goes up. You have an ability to implement different types of instances based on the workloads and the capabilities that are really required. So flexibility is key for the cloud. The thing that I like to help people understand is to design their solution to be portable so that it can run not only in the cloud, but run across multiple clouds. So the real design point is around hybrid multi-cloud. So the solution should be designed so that if there are components of the solution that need to run on-premise for some reason, that solution is able to do that, but at the same time that the solution can run in a cloud, but not just one cloud, right? It needs to be able to run across multiple clouds. So I usually caution organizations not to go down really deep into cloud native capabilities, because that limits their ability to move between cloud offerings. And even if you implement the solution with a single cloud provider, do it in a way that allows you the flexibility to move some of the workload or all of the workload to another cloud provider if the need demands, right? So it's kind of like electricity in our house. We wouldn't want to design a refrigerator that only worked with a specific electric provider, right? We don't want to have to change our refrigerator if we change providers of electricity. Electricity, just like cloud, needs to be something that we can move and change without completely rebuilding the solution. And I have to be very clear that there's tremendous value in leveraging cloud. You can accelerate the delivery of solutions. You can have a lot of flexibility on scope and size and scale and those types of things. But the fundamental is just really focus on supporting hybrid multi-cloud so that you're not painting yourself in a corner.